Hello everyone! So it's Katie here from the Queen of Teen Fiction. So as you know, it is fast approaching Halloween, and this time of year always makes me think about the creepiest villains that I come across in books. So today I'm going to be doing my countdown of the 5 creepiest YA villains. As you can see, I'm wearing a cape for the occasion. That was probably the worst evil laugh in history. I also have some really cute earrings with like skulls on them, but you probably can't see because they're hidden by my hair, which I didn't think about when I put them on. So I'm pointing them out just so you know I went to the extra effort. So let's start our countdown of scary villains. Coming in at number 5 is something that isn't a person, but it is also probably one of the scariest things out there in the world. And that villain is Cancer. And it appears in several YA books like The Fault in Our Stars by John Green and Before I Die by Jenny Downham. And I've put that in the list because even though it isn't a person, it is still very much our enemy. And it is a terrifying thing that can come into your life and just destroy everything. So I'm not putting it at number 1 because it doesn't deserve to be number 1 on any list, other than a list of things that we need to eradicate. Coming in at number 4 is the White Witch from the Chronicles of Narnia. As a kid, I was terrified of her. I was terrified by her ability to manipulate a young boy to betray his entire family just by using Turkish delight. I mean, I suppose you could argue that it's actually all Edmund's fault for being a greedy little shit in the first place, but still. And then in the movie version, she's played by Tilda Swinton, who plays her absolutely terrifyingly. So yeah, she is somebody that I would not want to come face to face with. And she's probably one of the first villains that I remember from my childhood. So she is still pretty much one of the top villains that I think of. So number 3 on my list of creepy villains is President Snow from The Hunger Games. My skin crawls just mentioning President Snow. He is just such a horrible character. And he's written brilliantly because Suzanne Collins just makes you fear him. He's just very cold and calculated, and he does everything so calmly, and I think that's why he is so terrifying. The way he can just put children into that arena and not even blink an eye. He's so creepy. I'm pretty sure I would cry if I was put in front of President Snow, so I admire Katniss and her bravery, because I'd have ran far away from him. I wouldn't even attempt to face him. And this is why I am not a heroic leader of a rebellion. Also, those roses. I'm pretty sure I can never look at roses in the same way again. He ruined roses for me. So yeah, he's a creepy guy. So number 2 on the list is Sebastian Morgenstern from The Mortal Instruments. I was going to put Valentine Morgenstern on this list in at number 2, but then I realised that Sebastian/Jonathan is way more creepy than his sadistic father. See, with Valentine, although he is terrifying, he does have his moments where he can show emotion. For example, at the end of City of Glass, when he has to kill Jace, he is genuinely upset by that. So that makes him at least a little bit more redeemable than Sebastian, who is just a full-time creep. Sebastian tries to hit on his own sister in City of Lost Souls. I mean, I know we were kind of supportive of that sort of activity when we were reading City of Ashes and City of Glass, but that was because it was Jace, and deep down in your heart you knew that somehow Jace and Clary were going to figure this out and it was all going to be okay, and they weren't really related. Sebastian is genuinely Clary's blood, and he tries to hit on her. He wants to breed with his own sister. You literally can't get more twisted than Sebastian. And I know a lot of people actually like him. When they were reading the books, they were like fans of Sebastian Morgenstern. No! No! He's gross. He is gross. So he's a fantastic villain, but I do despise him. So, number 1 on my list, my ultimately creepy villain. Of course it has to be Lord Voldemort. It can't not be Voldemort really, because Voldemort is just the best villain in any book whatsoever. I honestly considered putting Umbridge in this spot because she's horrible. I like my villains to be interesting and to have a story and to have a past that turned them into the person that they are. With Umbridge, we don't really get to see any of that, and that's why I prefer Voldemort as a villain. He has a lot of depth as a character, which makes him such a fantastic villain. I loved in The Half-Blood Prince when we got to go back to Voldemort's past and see his mother and see his beginnings. and you get to see his whole life played out through memories, and you get to know him more, you get to know his motivation. So yeah, I like villains with a real story. I don't like villainous people who are evil just for the sake of being evil. I like knowing what put them where they are now. And besides, Voldemort is terrifying. He definitely scared the life out of me when I was reading the books. So yeah, he is my favourite villain of all time, without a doubt. So what are your favourite villains in YA books? What character utterly makes your skin crawl? And who would you definitely not like to come face to face with? Please do let me know in the comments. So I hope you have enjoyed my villainous video, especially since I went to all the effort of wearing a cape. So thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic and spooky Halloween. Bye!